Hello there everyone, welcome to this video, and as you can see by the title, it's why Haydur Nation won't touch Nicacado Avacado or other Mukbangers like him. So here we go. Haydur Nation is mostly motivated by the algorithm. If it's something outside the usual targets like ALR, Becky, Foodie Booty, Life by Jen, and some of these other people, is they won't venture outside that because these people are a bunch of obsessed, stalker, psychopathic weirdos. And one thing, they also won't venture outside that because they're too afraid of politics, they're too afraid of optics. See, Nicacado Avacado is a homosexual Latin man, and that's verboten. That's one of the verboten few. But if you're a white woman like Becky, Amberlyn Reed, Chantel, or if you happen to be a white dude like me, they go after white people because you can get away with being as racist and as incendiary and as offensive as you can towards white people, because remember, in the world of wokeness and social justice culture, you can't be racist or hateful against white people, I guess. It's just a evil white devil mentality. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, well, Amberlyn Reed's a lesbian. How do they get away with that? Well, Amberlyn Reed is a bit of a TERF. She just came out saying that they asked her about it. And she said she's only interested in women and the equipment women have. You feel me? And that she's not interested by dick. It repulses her for whatever reason. She just doesn't like cock. So she wouldn't be into trans men or transvestites or men who are trying to be women because she doesn't like dong. Now, of course, you had Haydur Nation going, oh, Amberlyn Reed's a transphobe. She hates trans people. No, that's just her orientation. And the weird thing about all this is these same people who always talk about orientation, you shouldn't be forced, you should just be you, are the same people going after ALR, Amberlyn Reed, because she refuses to date trans men and that she doesn't see trans men as women. So that's why they can drag Becky and ALR. And of course, Chantel is a chunky white woman. So that's why they always hit these targets. They don't deviate. Because they're afraid of their fans. They're afraid of optics. They're too afraid of having an original opinion. Because they walk on eggshells, these people. Because they're political, within that political world of wokeism, social justice, you have to walk on eggshells. Otherwise, you can get canceled the next day. And that's why they only target white or European people. I would be willing to bet my left kidney that you won't find very few videos where they cover any other person of any ethnicity. You know, I would figure it would be big news that Haydur Nation would go after. There was this Korean mukbanger that was killing animals, like octopus. She was eating sea creatures that are sensitive to salt. So she would salt these sea creatures, and they're dying miserably. Of course, they don't scream, but in theory, you know, dying very badly. So you figure Haydur Nation would score some virtue signaling points with the animal rights crowd and go after these Korean mukbangers. But they didn't, because, oh, the optics on that, wouldn't that look bad if they were going after a Asian of some variety? But that's the key secret, isn't it? And Haydur Nation knows they're walking a tightrope. And that's why, whether it's Charlie Gold, Life of Free Spirit, DC Media Girl, Kaya Life Simmons, that's why it's mostly targeted at white people, because that's the one group everyone can shit on, piss on, be as disgusting and as offensive towards, and it be totally fine. See, Haydur Nation, they're just terrified of venturing outside the target parameters of that, because again, they're scared of their fans, they're scared of their channels, and most of these people, the only thing they have, and this is the sad thing, the only thing they have is their channels and shitting on people. And that's where I actually pity Haydur Nation. You know, for me, again, and I've mentioned this before, this is just for me to have fun and a hobby. And for it, eventually, if it does turn into some sort of income, that'd be fantastic. But in reality, for the most of us, we're just having fun, shit posting, connecting with other people, joining communities, and just finding like-minded people. We're just here for fun. But these people, Haydur Nation, it's all for the grift. So that is why they're too afraid to venture outside those usual suspects that they go after. Or let alone white dudes like me, because we're the prime target that no one's gonna flag their content over it. No one's gonna bring their attention of them doing this, because that's just the facts of the world. And that's why Haydur Nation will never do anything on Nicacado Avacado or some of these other degenerate mukbangers. They're too afraid to have an original opinion. They're too scared of their followers, and they're too afraid that the old white women or the whatever backwards ass, lonely, pathetic people who support Haydur Nation, they're afraid of that well drying up. So that's another reason why they don't venture outside their usual content, because they have to focus on that. That's the only thing they do is milk these little cows, spit on their hands, really get it working, and that's the only thing they got. And again, their channels, it's really sad that their whole existence is following after, obsessing, and crapping on people, and it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And I will say this, I'm not a white knight for any of the people they go after, but it is great to know that Foodie Booty can just live her life and do whatever the fuck she wants. And these people can from here to Judgment Day about it. And they get offended, they get shook, they get so angry when Chantel loses weight. That is the greatest thing to watch, is when Haydur Nation, when Chantel loses any form of weight, you should see how mad they get. It is fantastic. And that's, I guess, is why one reason that does make Haydur Nation amusing sometimes is you can see their envy, you can see their hatred, and you can see their projection. And most of these content creators that are anti, like Chantel, ALR, Becky, they're not really much different from the content they make against them. They're kind of all similar, aren't they? Anyways, that's just me shit talking about why Haydur Nation won't ever venture outside the usual target parameters. See you next time. Thanks for watching.